Morning. Once again, good morning to everyone here on this platform, platform. We are saying a big welcome to the program this morning. I am Christian Chuku on this wonderful edition of Bystanders at the Newsstand. I have my committed reviewers here this morning. They are here to do justice to the newspaper headlines. Let's go straight to what we have for today. But before I start, I will say big welcome to everyone watching us wherever you are in Nigeria, in diaspora, wherever you are. A big welcome to everyone watching us, and we are thanking you for your subscription and patronage of the program. I have with me the Point newspaper this morning, and I also do have the Daily Sun newspaper this morning. Let's go over to what we have with the Daily Sun. Direct primaries row shouldn't scuttle passage of electoral bill. Direct primaries row shouldn't scuttle passage of electoral bill. That's from Saraki. The passage of the electoral bill might have little issues if the senators and some senators disagree with direct primaries in the various parties. Main headline: outrage over 54% hike in electricity meter price. Outrage over 54% hike in electricity meter prices. Rising cooking gas prices, energy tariff worsening plight of Nigerians. That is from Christian Association of Nigeria. Rising cooking gas prices, energy tariff, worsening plight of Nigerians. We resist fresh hike. That is from consumers. We resist fresh hike. We're going to get more reactions from people this morning on the hike in the the price of cooking gas and also electricity tariff. We have revenue generating challenge. DG Budget Office is saying we have revenue generating challenge. DG Budget Office says 32 million Nigerians not paying tax. 32 million Nigerians not paying tax. US supports Nigerian editors capacity building program with 93 million naira. US supports Nigerian editors capacity building program with 93 million naira. Workshops, town hall meetings to hold in 6 zones. Workshops, town hall meetings to hold in 6 zones. NDDC, Niger Delta opposes inclusion of Lagos, Bauchi, Ogun. NDDC, Niger Delta opposes inclusion of Lagos, Bauchi, Ogun. Demands publication of forensic reports. Now, at the down part of the paper, Kanu negotiations with federal government on political solution at advanced stage. Ohaneze, negotiations with federal government on political solution at advanced stage, says Ohaneze. Igbo bishops, monarchs ask federal government to release political solution modalities as APC begins sale of governorship election forms for Ekiti in Osun State. Let's go back to the points this morning. 5 years after Aregbesol's 16.5 billion naira mega school in ruins. Aregbesol's 16.5 billion naira mega school in ruins as roofs are blown off, walls crack, buses rot away. Roofs blown off, walls crack, buses rot away. Oyetola sacks expatriate facility manager on $7,500 monthly pay. $7,500 monthly pay. Oyetola sacks expatriate facility manager on $7,500 monthly pay. Supervisors on 10 million naira monthly remuneration also asked. Supervisors on 10 million monthly remuneration also asked. Aregbesola kicks alleges persecution. Borrowing 36 states, federal FCT violate federal government 60% debt to revenue ratio limit. 36 states, FCT violates federal government 50% debt to revenue ratio limit. Equity market gained 980 billion naira in 1 month. Then Anambra, where is APC cracked team, and also the death of Dangote's brother. Dangote lost the brother. One of the richest men in Africa, Dangote, lost the brother. We are saying may so rest in perfect peace. I have Mr. Chigozie. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Kristen, and good morning, esteemed viewers. Well, thank God we're alive today. The weekend was not palatable because almost my entire family was down by malaria. So, but thank God for sparing our life. So that is the good news.
Okay. Any news for us this morning?
Yeah, well, I must appreciate Mr. K, aka Human. Thank you for your gesture for the transportation, for extending such gesture. We appreciate you, and thank you, Auntie Ngozi Gloria, for the good gesture you extended through to somebody who really deserved it. I really appreciate you for that kind gesture, for having such good hearts. And everyone, that is why it is very important. The communication channel between us and the fans, should not be breached. And I don't understand this network that is now more or less selective in nature. Over 21 comments were recorded. Why we can't access that through this our own end? So we would have communicated better to our viewers who may want to have us, engage us in 1 or 2 errands. You see, like Mommy Gloria did. If he never had my number, she wouldn't have the opportunity to reach such a family who, of course, is passing through very difficult time. Thank you very much. I pray that, and I wish that the management or the technical department should be able to resolve this in no distant time. Mazi Kinsley, who asked for my number, my WhatsApp number, due to the, I wouldn't be able to communicate to you due to the downtime we're experiencing in this network issue. My number WhatsApp line is 0806 422 0806 422 You can communicate so that I'm there to assist in whatever capacity.
Okay, now we look at contracts projects in Nigeria. Now, Aregbesola 16.5 billion naira mega school in ruins like 5 years after. Roofs blown off, walls cracked, but it's not rot away.
Oh,
Expatriate receiving 7,500 monthly pay has been sacked by the current government. Supervisors on 10 million monthly remuneration also asked. Let me get a response from.
honestly, my brother, it is very unfortunate. You see, you know what 16.5 billion naira is? By the time he was presiding over the Osun State affairs as the governor of Osun State, you see, these people will never meant well for the common, will I use the word common, ordinary men who are not within the corridors of power or allied with any political heavyweights. You see, why? How do you expect him to do the needful when his own children or relatives, perhaps direct children, are not part of the education system? You see, they take them abroad for the best opportunities and education system obtainable in diaspora. Why they kept or left their country home in ruins? You can imagine a system, even this 21st century. Most of the pupils are sitting on the floor. Some have no benches or even to for their studies. Some of them sat under the tree. You see, this is a 21st century. Even in the 21st century, we're experiencing such. Why billions of dollars on nairas has been expended and yet, you see, that is the problem we are saying. Look at, under less than 4 years, we are having crack and the roof has been blown off because they are made of substandard materials.
These are the kind of leaders we have.
These are the kind of leaders we have. And that is why I still maintain that Nigeria must end. We must, this monster, this devil called Nigeria must be destroyed. I'm not saying it because Muhammad Buhari is there. There is a major road that passed through my community, my village, hometown, Ise Kenesi, that passed through Okigwe, Opele, down to Urala. Yes, those roads, that road had been awarded for, if not more than 7 times, federal roads. But the people within the corridor of power keep on hijacking the money and sharing it among themselves. This is not about Buhari. So Nigeria must end so that we can displace not just the people within the center, but those within the southern eastern region who has become a cog in the wheel of the progress of the southeasterners.
What is stopping you from holding those people accountable in your state?
Of course, we continue to hold them accountable. But the truth of the matter is that you cannot hold them responsible with the striving system because the system encourages and allows them to embezzle what is meant for the public fund, and go scot-free. Nobody comes after them. And when you dare to challenge them, they will use the instrument of the judiciary against anyone in their own favor. You see, even our judicial system cannot be trusted. Look at what what transpired on the 10th of November. So invariably, the common man has lost hope, and we have nobody, neither the executive, the judiciary, or even the legislators, who could even seeing that over 42 point something trillion, Nigeria is indebted to over 42 point something trillion, and you are still asking, you now approve another $16 billion. You see, does that make it?
Part of that, we have the Lagos Ibadan Expressway.
Which Lagos Ibadan?
Captured in
Lagos Ibadan Expressway that have been building since 1976. You see, that road has remained like that and will continue to remain that way because of the Nigerian factor. It's very unfortunate, and I pity for the Osun people and the indigenous of Osun people. Of course, no wonder they are now waking up. There is political consciousness and awareness in Osun State. The youth are not happy. How can you drive a viable economy or development when you deny the people the right to self-development, which of course can be possible through education? Everybody must not have opportunity to win or to see the four walls of the varsity, but the basic education, the primary and secondary, should be made available to the common man. That is the only way you can chart the way forward.
Lagos infrastructure wise, and on Saturday, I think there was a downpour, and it captured here. You can see Kurupe submerged in the water. Let's come over to Lagos State.
Honestly,
what is wrong with
on that Friday, I had the cause to be in my two. So it was a horrible experience for me, from my two down to Ikeja here, under such heavy downpour. It's not even heavy downpour, but you see all the drainage, all the roads have been, flooded. There is no drainage system, you see, and if at all there is any, the maintenance culture is nothing to write home about. You see, how could the so-called, I was just telling people, look at the center of excellence, center of rubbish, center of debris, center of emptiness. What makes you center of excellence? This is not a serious rain or flood, for crying aloud. It's due to poor management of the drainage system. And Lagos doesn't have a very workable road network, unlike compared to Kaduna, Kano State, and all that. You see, I don't look at this overcrowded, and it was very pathetic to experience. Look at millions of, hundreds of thousands of people are walking on the barefoot. You have to pull your shoes so that you don't get or you don't damage the shoe. You see, it's very unfortunate, and the Lagos State should do anything to alleviate the sufferings of the people.
Okay, outrage over for 54% hike in electricity meter prices, rising cooking gas prices, energy tariff worsening plight of Nigerians.
That only shows that one day, in no distant time, we will return to the use of lantern and all this Mpanaka. Yes, because that is the only way left for us, where you can't even afford common electricity. It's a common electricity. Somebody told me that he has been to Togo or whatever. You see, he never experienced power outage for even a long period of time. He was there. He has been in several countries, even within African continents. What is fundamentally wrong that Nigeria, who claim to be producing, to have excess gas reserve, cannot power electricity for her own use? I think brother told me that during 80s, early 80s, they enjoy electricity better than what is available now. Then you can see public taps constructed by government. How many boreholes is being sunk by the government? Yet they are spending billions of dollars. Where are those money going? When Pastor, Mr. Gabriel, the pastor said, where are those money going? And somebody said his psychological condition should be examined. He's saying the right thing. All this borrowing, where are they going? You have not constructed any public borehole to serve water to your citizens. There is no, look at our electricity power system is in shambles, is in comatose. And it's only God that can save us. As long as this system continue, it remains impossible for us to move forward.
Thank you very much.
And of course, you have not done the needful, the Kano negotiating with FG. And that is a very important.
I know you want to.
No, it is an important,
Okay.
an important.
Okay, what's your take on
concern?
Now the Ohanese are saying that we have gotten to an advanced stage of this political solution and negotiation.
Whatever comes from Ohanese, I cannot respect that. Mazi Kano is not the leader of Ohanese. Mazi Kano represents the indigenous people of Biafra. And Ohanese, of course, cannot in any way become or tends to usurp the authority of the indigenous people of Biafra.
They are not popular in the South.
Not at all. They have lost their popularity, and the confidence reposed on them has been betrayed over time. The reposed on them by the people have been betrayed. So there are no voice to reckon with. So if it is not coming from the DOS or the IPOP in general, then it makes no sense. By the way, what kind of negotiation are they talking about?
Political.
What kind of political negotiation? What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, based on my own understanding, I have listened to him on several occasions. He said that he is only interested in the emancipation of her own people who have been subjugated, marginalized, repressed, and oppressed by this said government. So anything outside that cannot be acceptable. I believe in the struggle of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because having studied his antecedents and tenacity, his resilience, and the commitment to that particular struggle, not just for his own people, but the generality of the ethnic nationalities. He wants freedom, he wants prosperity for all. So Ohanese coming to hijack that is unacceptable, and I don't take their word serious. If it's not coming from the DOS, which is a recognized authority under the IPOP organization, then it doesn't make any sense. Look at, you can imagine that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I understood that he is fighting from the position of strength. He understood the mistake of Ojukwu. You know, Ojukwu acted in self-defense when Nigeria declared war against this eastern region. Ojukwu never declared war, but he acted in self-defense. Otherwise, him and his own people would have been totally exterminated, as Nigeria intended. Nigerian government of then intended, which have not changed. So Ojukwu now made some mistakes, and of course, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have to learn from the mistake. And you know, the British were in support of the Nigerian system then. They used their propaganda to portray a bad image of Biafra and Ojukwu struggle. And unfortunately, the war ended the way it ended.
Okay,
but now Ojukwu, of course, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is starting from the strength point of the Nigerian system. Having made the world understood that what we are fighting is for freedom for our people. We are not terrorists, and we have established that time without number. And I think the community of nations is in terms with the position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So there is no other solution, political solution, rather than the government of Nigeria to, swallow their pride and give room for referendum, which of course has been observed in Nigeria not once and not twice. So necessity demands that a call for referendum becomes the only way forward. Let the people decide themselves where to belong, and not to be forced to remain in a state of motionless, in a state of illusion the minds and the people who portray themselves as one Nigeria.
My phone is down. Phone is down. Okay, let's have the person. Let's have the person. You have a piece. I'm fine. Okay, let's have a piece.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Good morning.
Earpiece.
What have you? I don't understand.
You have earpiece. Okay, we have somebody online. Let me see who's online this morning. Okay, Mr. Sunday, voice for the voiceless. I see you. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Sunday, voice for the voiceless.
Good morning, Mr. Christian.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Federal government will soon negotiate with Ohanese over the release of Nnamdi Kanu. They are looking for a political solution. Let me get your point. What do you think about that issue?
No, Nnamdi Kanu is not a politician. Good morning, everyone in Philip TV. Nnamdi Kanu is not a politician. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? Hello? Are you hearing me? Mr. President?
I can hear you.
Okay,
yes,
I say, Nnamdi Kanu. Okay. Nnamdi Kanu is not a politician. So any and that's why I'm speaking now. Nnamdi Kanu is not a politician. So any arrangement to negotiate with him as a politician, that is not possible. Because those people standing speaking now and that fight against him, that deny him, they are the one pushing that. Let them negotiate with government.
Let us see your face, Mr. Sunday.
Ever possible. You hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Continue.
Okay.
Continue.
So, all those people forcing that they should go and negotiate because they now are men politicians. Or is a politician. Are all politicians. So nothing will work for the negotiation. What they want is Biafra. Biafra is what they want. If the negotiation will work, if the negotiation will work, let them give Biafra. That is the only thing that will make Nnamdi Kanu to accept it. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? Hello? Are you hearing me?
Mr. Matthew, let's have you.
The network no good.
Okay, that's Mr. Sonny. Sorry, thank you. Maybe one of the network where we are. Mr. Matthew, good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
Let's
Christian.
look at negotiation with federal government. Ohanese is saying that they are reaching an advanced stage.
Thank you very much, Mr. Christian. Matthew is the name. Thank you for having me. You see, I doubt the sincerity of Ohanese. I doubt whether they are actually doing the needful because even that on the Federation
solution is not the needful.
No, it's the way to go. But what I'm saying is, are they doing it or is just meritorious? Because the Attorney General of the Federation, who should know better, said nobody have approached federal government for that purpose. If there's any negotiation going on, who else would have been in the know if not the Attorney General of the Federation? And considering the strategic position of the Attorney General of the Federation, considering his closeness to the presidency, I think if he speaks to that fact, he should know what is happening. But what I think they should do is not just Ohaneze, the governors in that region should spearhead and should lead in that approach. I could remember during the time of emancipation of Niger Delta, when MEND was having issue with federal government, there was onslaught against critical infrastructure in Niger Delta. Yar'Adua was the president then. Dr. Dua was the governor of Delta State. And at that time, even National Assembly passed a resolution that they should go and bombard Niger Delta. I could remember Baramatu was the epicenter of the bombardment then. It got to the point where even Senator James Manager was furious in the house. It got to the point where Udua, as a sitting governor, had to address what conference, as saying that if federal government do not cease that hostility, the bombardment and all that, that he would declare support for the militants. So, as at the time they saw that the political class on the region were not comfortable, happy with the way Niger Deltans were being killed in the name of fighting militancy, federal government had no option than to go by amnesty. So the direction and the decision of the governors in that region have a lot to do.
Where was not the power then?
It doesn't matter. What matters is if the whole governors in the southeastern state maintain a position and address what conference on it, the government will pay attention. Whether you like it or not, you cannot deny the fact that they are occupying some position as according to them by the constitution, constituted authority. So if they are speaking in their capacity as executive governor of their respective states. If they speak to perhaps a perceived genocide against their people, the world will listen. If they speak about marginalization, the world will listen. If they speak about not the Nigerian state not addressing the ethno-religious imbalances that have been in Nigeria since the inception of Nigeria as a sovereign state, the world will listen. It sounds like when an individual is saying it. So, and let me tell you another thing. Before IPOB was proscribed as a terrorist organization, don't forget that the southeastern governors have outlawed the activities of IPOB. What does that tell you? It tells you that was to prepare ground for federal government to proscribe them. So in a way, the southeastern governors and the federal government synergized to proscribe IPOB. So in the same way, if there's a political solution, the southeastern governors should lead it.
Not Ohaneze.
Not Ohaneze.
Okay.
Because Ohaneze agreed, they are looking for how to resolve the impasse. But the people who brought this, who brought the situation to this level are majorly the southeastern governors who are cowards, who are not bold enough to speak the truth to power.
Maybe they don't agree
Look at
with the
Sunday
ideology of IPOB.
Look at Sunday Igboho. How often do you see activities of Sunday Igboho in Lagos? But the governor of Lagos State spoke about it. All the traditional rulers in the southwest, they are synergizing to see that they get him out of captivity. In the same way, if you have a situation where in the north, you have myriad of security challenges. We have a situation where bandits, federal government refuse to name them, tag them terrorists. We have a situation where global terrorism desks have recognized Fulani as fourth most dangerous terrorist organization in the world. And federal government have not seen it the same way. And here we are, you are telling me that IPOB is a terrorist organization. And look at, as at the time IPOB was designated a terrorist organization, America, for instance, Britain, for instance, UN, for instance, European Union, for instance, disagree with the position of Nigerian government. Don't forget that before Nnamdi Kanu's arrest, British government, through their consulate, through their embassy in Nigeria, was already saying that they will be offering amnesty to IPOB members who perhaps have been persecuted in Nigeria. So it tells you that Nigeria, the best of the world, nations of this world, are not on the same page with Nigerian government when it comes to whether IPOB is a terrorist organization or not. So to that extent, the Southeastern governors that played a pivotal role in targeting terrorists should equally play a pivotal role in resolving the impasse.
Let's look at Aregbesola 16.5 billion naira mega school in ruins 5 years after.
But what nature of project are you embarking on? He embarked on to have got up to 16.5 billion naira. Mega schools. We need to see those projects because the figure is much.
Blown off, walls cracked, what is rot away.
What I'm saying is, I'm even questioning whether such money, what is the nature of the mega school project or structure that you would have built? Because I believe it will be maybe primary schools and secondary schools. For you to have spent that much, I think the structure would have been something else. So I think we need to see those structures. I'm not saying it's good. Perhaps the government on ground have neglected a project inherited. That's a different ballgame. What I'm saying is, for you to have spent 16.1 billion on a structure, I think that structure would have been something extraordinary.
Is that a reflection of what happens in Nigeria with projects?
We are questioning anybody that is involved in spending, that is maybe inflating figures in terms of spending to build infrastructure. A time will come, they will all answer questions. They will render stewardship. I'm very sure that they will not go unpunished. I'm not concluding that he may have cut corners, but I say we need to see the project that got that much.
The current monies that are to be borrowed from wherever, the 16 billion and 1 billion pounds, most of the monies, some of the monies will be used for Lagos-Ibadan Expressway.
The borrowing they are proposing, I don't know. How can you be, okay now, currently as we speak, there is a proposal to borrow 700 million US dollar for water project in the country. As we speak, there is a 450 million US dollar water project ongoing in Nigeria, being coordinated by African Development Bank. There's another 6 million US dollar water project going on currently. And you are proposing to borrow another 700 million US dollar for water projects. There is this issue of Ministry of Health wanting to borrow about 200 million US dollar to buy mosquito nets. What I'm saying is, this money we earn in private pocket, is it not in the same 2022 budget appropriation that Mr. President and the Vice President are proposing to spend 3.something billion naira on travel and on feeding and all that? That is not justifiable. So my own take is that most of this money they borrow and they mismanage it. That is why it's unfortunate that the National Assembly have become an appendage of the executive. Because when we needed the National Assembly to do the needful to stop this reckless borrowing, it is a reckless borrowing and a reckless spending. But the National Assembly refused to do the needful because the leadership of the National Assembly is stooge to the executive. It's an appendage of the executive. We no longer have separation of power. What we have is legislative arm of government that is an attachment of the executive. That does the bidding of the executive.
Nigeria has a lot to gain electing Igbo president. That's from Umahi.
It's not about.
I know I asked you the question. I don't want to ask any other person. I know I asked you the question.
The issue is this. If you ask me, I will tell you by all justification, whether politically anyway, the Igbo extraction is more justified to be in Nasuro come 2023. Because if you look at Nigeria the way it is currently, the southern part of the country have ruled twice.
You mean southeast?
Southern part of the country, I mean southern part of the country have ruled twice under democracy. Obasanjo ruled for 8 years from southwest. Jonathan ruled for 6 years from south-south. Go to the northern part of the country. Buhari is currently ruling. His 8 year tenure will expire in 2023. Yar'Adua ruled for 4 years or thereabouts. So to that extent, if it's coming back to the south, I think the Igbos are most justified to get a shot at the presidency. But again, constitutionally, there is no constitutional provision that says a particular political zone should produce the presidency in 2023. So to that extent, if an Igbo man is coming, there should be a way of the Igbos articulating their interests by way of selling their manifesto, the idea to other parts of the country. But again, it is unfortunate. Looking at the current scenario, the two major political parties through which it's easier to ride to Asurok is PDP and APC. And where it stands, I've not seen that magic wand of any political personality with which you will deprive a Tinubu from getting the candidacy of APC. And again, Atiku is positioning himself to fly the flag of PDP. It will be a Herculean task for you to deprive Atiku from flying PDP flag. What I'm saying does not represent my opinion. I'm trying to tell you the reality on ground. And if Atiku flies PDP ticket, Tinubu flies APC ticket. The two of them are heavyweights in the politics of Nigeria.
That can feel they are Igbo candidates.
We are talking about what does it take to win an election in Nigerian political landscape. There are factors that determine who wins an election in Nigerian landscape, political landscape. You look at where does the person come from? On that platform is that person running? Well, does the person have the resources to garner votes, to magnetize electorate? Because to be quite honest with you, electorates today, they are looking at election period, how to leverage on the resources of these Nigerian politicians. Because they feel that the election period is the only time they dish out money for them to get their own national cake. Just as the politicians will get into office and start embezzling, looting, and all that. Because once they get into office, they seldom remember people who voted for them. So during the election period, the elected feel that this is the only opportunity, time to get our own national cake. But unfortunately, I don't know how they play the game. So the Igbos would have been more justified.
No show for Igbo presidency, from what you just said.
The show would have been if the two leading political parties, will concede the candidacy to their zone.
Not possible.
I don't see them doing it. I don't honestly see them doing it.
Okay. Lastly, let's look at outrage over 54% hike in electricity meter prices. Rising cooking gas prices also.
I don't know why the government of Nigeria is always making the masses to suffer. Because if you look at the electricity tariff, it's not that Nigerians are suffering in pain. They cannot say it. Nigerians are suffering in pain. Because you see what they make Nigerians to pay. I'll give you an instance. If a particular building is owing 300,000, for instance, if they bring prepaid meter to that building, they will build that 300,000 into that prepaid and perhaps spread it over 3 years and compare them to pay. And look at how that said money is owed. You will see that it was inflated. The people merely did not consume it. I'll give you an instance. The company where I stay, before they gave up prepaid, they say we're owing about 370,000. Now, the last bid they gave us before prepaid was about 75,000. But since we've been using prepaid, combined, if you add the standard we are paying to our consumption, we have not been paying more than 30,000 on monthly basis. And the rate of power supply have not changed. It have rather even improved. So it means they were giving us a treasure bill that we are not consuming. If we are not spending more than 30,000 currently a month, in addition to about 7,800 as standard we are paying every month, it means if you remove 7,800, it means we are paying about 23,000 a month, as against the last 75,000 they gave us before the prepaid. So you see how fraudulent the justice system is in this country. There's no justice anywhere.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Matthew, I have...
Is it Reverend Father Raf? Or you have not Alaji here. I'm not Abokio. The whole people watching us, all our fans, all our customers, our viewers, our lovers, our friends, they take me as a federalist. I wear a nationalist, thank you. A federal man too. Federalism is true there. Nationalism is true. See, I dress in Igbo attire. I dress in Yoruba attire. I dress simple. I dress in Hausa attire. You understand? I am the true federal man. Igbo man is what I'm portraying here. Igbo man is a federal man. Let me tell you, United Nigeria Forum, you batch into my privacy last week, asking me, let us build Nigeria, let us stand for one Nigeria, without introducing yourself properly, who you are, your identity, your personalities. Do you think I'm asking you for friendship? I don't ask anybody for friendship or to unite together to fight Nigeria. No. Or to what? Unite Nigeria. If you want to unite Nigeria, unite, start doing work over there. Many of you that barge into my privacy, enough of that rubbish. Good morning, my dear viewers. I'm greeting all of you in abroad, in America and Europe. You have made it a point of duty to watch us here every day. We love you. We say we love you all. Okay. Somebody like Acho, Kelly, Obinanya Gara, many of you, Joel, my man, all of you. I love you guys, Halima, and Timu, and my mommy, Nkechinyere, the other Nkechi from Delta. We love all of you. We like what you are doing on this platform. You, Mr. Raf, my name's Jake. You, the other Raf, the small boy in Maryland, America. You always watch early in the morning because you love us. Christian, let us give them what they need.
Lot to get electing Igbo president. Why you say?
Yes.
Federal and nationalist.
Yes. Let me give you the analysis you need on this take. It's a nice take. Let me tell you, since the inception of Nigeria was what? Started in 1914 as a Nigeria, an entity from or by Freddie Lugard and his wife, 107 years ago. Then we had independence in 1960. Zik was just a ceremonial president. The first Nigerian Governor General was Dr. Zik, while the first Nigeria Governor General was what? Freddie Lugard. Watch that English. The first Nigerian Governor General was Dr. Zik, Nnamdi Azikiwe. But the first Nigeria Governor General was Frederick Lugard. Since then, nobody again from that extraction except through coup by Agu Ironsi, when Agu Ironsi was trying to bring peace during the first coup. That was when he was there for only how many months? 3 months. Thank you. He was killed. They killed him. That hatred is what has been aggravating bad venom in me, inside me, venom, anytime I come here. Igbo man, because he wanted to bring unitary system of government. You understand? Let the East be Eastern region, Western region. Each region should be contributing to the center. As the UK government has been operating since the world began. United Kingdom is there, unitary system of government. That was what Ironsi wanted to bring to this soil. They don't want it. The enemy called the Northerners, they hate him. They kill Agu Ironsi. So I don't see the reason why I should come here and preach for unity of this country. When you see that unity, anything unifying or unification of this country has always hit the rock. They kill Agu Ironsi. No bad allegation so far has been leveled against that man. Omon Nakwe Agu Ironsi did not commit any crime. General, the first head of state, the first Nigerian general, military head of state. He was killed for nothing. Are you listening to me? Then, after overthrowing Agu Ironsi, Gowon become the head of state. Gowon was not qualified to be head of state then. The only person that was qualified to be head of state was what? General or maybe Captain or Colonel Ogundikwe or Fadikwe. I don't know his name, but he's a Yoruba man. Why should they put Gowon there? Gowon did not go to school. A disgrace. Shame of a nation.
So Nigeria has a lot to gain electing an Igbo president.
An Igbo president, many things to gain. Many, whole lots and lots of them. That office of the presidency executive department at Aso Rock there is always doing like this to Igbo man. Come, we need you. The person that is fitted in that office is an Igbo man. They deny us that position since 1966. 55 years ago, sorry. Afterwards, Aguiyi was ousted in a bloody coup.
Let's look at the current structure now.
Yes.
Is the Igbo man well positioned to take the presidency?
Yes, listen to me and listen good. In 1999, when SDP was, when SDP gave birth to PDP, it was between NRC and SDP before. Until 1999, Ekweme, in conjunction with Obasanjo, share understanding. See, they gave birth to PDP. Are you listening to me? Then the person that was in right position to rule Nigeria then was Alex Ekweme. They team up and remove Alex Ekweme. I listen. Igbo has been a federal man in Nigeria. Let me tell you, telling me as Igbo where did they group themselves or stage themselves or position themselves in order to take that power? Let me tell you, they are. Ask me why. In 1999.
Now, I'm saying now.
Now, listen, now. I'm quoting. See, you can't do without history. You can't do without history. Olufalaye is from Southwest. Obasanjo from Southwest. Two of them contested in 1999. Everybody, Igbo man voted them. So what is wrong for Nigeria as an entity to position two Igbo men? Let me tell you, Pius Anyim and the coup, Obi, to contest for APC and PDP. Who contested it against them in 1999? Nobody. Everybody supported them. We want to give it to Southwest. Igbo man supported. Hausa supported. Urobo supported. What are you telling me? Why not position Igbo man, two of them? It is possible. We have amendable constitution. Nigerian constitution is not rigid. We operate flexible constitution in Nigeria. They can bring a flag bearer in PDP, Igbo man. A flag bearer in APC, Igbo man. I am not here to speak too much English, but I'm here just to tell you that everything is workable in Nigeria under our constitution that is as flexible as anything.
Do you see that possible now?
Oga, let me tell you. You would have asked me, did I see it possible then? Yeah, did I see it possible then 22 or 21 years ago? Yes, that is the issue. 2 years ago, it was possible. Today, it should be possible. You were there. You eat the whole akara. You did not expect Igbo man to eat his own akara. Let us forget all this, ranting like ants. We don't need to be speaking English here. English language is what is causing Nigerian problem everywhere. At the upper legislative chamber there, if you go there now, they are breaking bottles in form of vocabulary. English, every day. English. Use simplified English, communicate with Nigerian citizens, entire citizenry, and provide solution to Nigerian problem. I don't speak too much grammar. What is stopping APC from presenting an Igbo man? During their primaries, they give it to an Igbo man. Maybe they want to compensate an Igbo man. What is stopping PDP from doing likewise? Position an Igbo man, maybe they want to compensate him. Let me tell you, nobody does not know what is right. Everybody knows what is right.
Okay.
Are you listening to me? The most justified region today in Nigeria to take over the office of the executive, as my brother Pastor Matthew said, is Igbo man. They are the most qualified. Everybody is looking, all eyes at the Igbos.
Some are asking questions.
Listen.
How do you want presidents when you are pushing for Biafra?
Okay, no, it's a solution and it's a question that you ask me. See, you know that my ideology always is there. The problem we are pushing for Biafra is the same question I'm asking and solution I'm profiling now. Nigerians, they don't want to take to that real reason. They don't want to see it as a good reason. That's why southeastern Nigeria is boiling. The military have been bombing Ihiala and Uli axis. Olu axis. Since 5 days now, we are here talking about rubbish, one Nigeria. The military has been busy bombarding Odumeje's father's house, Olos, the Ulis, their buildings there in Nigeria here, exposing their nyach at Northeast. That's why over 3 army generals were killed last week, and they're hiding it. Muchi. Zakukusu Abi, what is the name of that brigadier general? He was not the only general that was killed. They're hiding it from the media. Are you listening to me? Igbo man is their problem right from day one. That's why Buhari will see no reason to conquer the insurgency in the Northeast. He's always busy drafting the army generals, commanders, Minister of Defense, Chief of Army Staff, to go and kill the Igbos, innocent Igbos in the Southeast. What are you telling me? We are just profiling solution. I'm not telling you that Nigeria is what I want here, but I'm trying to tell you the reason why there is always trouble. Southeast is a troubled place now. They want to cede from Nigeria so that you will continue with your presidency. Are you listening? Are you trying to provoke me? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Telling you what I'm telling you, that in 1999 they brought Olufala and Obasanjo. I voted. Anambra voted. Imo voted. Who do you think we are? We are not fools. What is stopping you from bringing somebody from Igbo extraction during your whatever you call APC primaries, and then PDP?
You're a nationalist.
Yes. Thank you so much. Listen to me, APC primaries, PDP, bring an Igbo man, do you understand, from PDP, and leave these usurpers. Article should not be there. Anybody that is 70 years in Nigeria might not be effective in the office of presidency. Bring young people like Obi. Bring young people like Omahe. Tinubu is above 70. He has expired. Anybody that's above 70 might not function so effectively at the office of executive as a president in Nigeria. I said it on and on. Are you listening to me, Christian? Call me a federalist. I will defend it any day. Say that I'm trying to maybe, disintegrate the country. I will. Say that I'm the one orchestrating the what is happening in the East there. IPOB, Emancipation of Biafra. I will give you the accurate analysis of what we want. You can't do without history.
Would an Igbo man be influential under APC as a party and as a system?
Yeah, let me tell you. That is a question that is so awkward, but I will pieces it for you. Igbo man shouldn't be under APC. It's a Yoruba party. APC can never go anywhere in the South. I don't care what anybody is saying here. South, the Yoruba people were their problem in 2015. They connived with the Hausas and put Jonathan away. Let us be telling ourselves the truth. Are you listening to me? Igbo man can never be there because he knows that once he goes there, the Southerners, they won't align with him. I don't care for chores that are creeping around. I say the truth. have peace. If they wanted to have peace then, they wouldn't have been doing what they were doing then. And they are still so stubborn in the sense that in this modern age, they started thwarting the efforts of Igbo man. They have not changed the system since 1960s. They think that will continue like that. Igbo man has said no. Christian, let me tell you, the solution is that the just 5 person at that office is an Igbo man. But it will take a lots of conviction to convince Igbo man to be there. Because if you go, let me tell you, I ask you, go to the southeast and what? Conduct opinion polls. From here, every 30 years, interview them. Each and every 30 years, if you meet 100 people on the road at the southeast, interview them. Interview them. Conduct opinion poll to know if these people still like this current arrangement called Nigeria. The appointment by the Fulani regime, APC, the so-called APC regime, is so what? Crooked. APC is running Nigeria like their own kitchen, domestic affair. Are you listening to me? They are not running an inclusive government. APC is not including Uroboman. Uroboman is the owner of the oil. APC has never run a government of inclusion that an Anambra man will have a free say in this government. Anambra has oil. Ondo has oil. How many Yoruba man is included in this government? Do you know that over 96 federal appointment goes to Fulani, Ibrahim and Mohammed? I've been repeating this often and often. So I don't see the reason why I should come here and canvass for united Nigeria. It is impossible. What I'm canvassing here is through federalism. Then now, if you want to succeed on convincing Igbo man to be a president, you should go to Southeast and conduct opinion poll. If they allow you, go on. But I have this to tell you. Nothing, let me remove my bogo, nothing can or will ever diminish the injustice perpetrated on the Igbo man in 1967. Nor reduce the shamelessness of British government, which kept on supplying Nigerian military clique with arms. It began to look like genocide. Certainly, the biggest bloodbath in African history. Over 3 million Igbos were killed and maimed in 1967. Still, here we are not finished. And after the war, they gave us 20 pounds to fear. Hello.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rafi. Have Mr. Charles. Good morning, Mr. Charles.
Good morning, Mr. Rafi.
Rising cooking gas prices, energy tariff worsening plight of Nigerians.
That's what we keep on hearing every day. Prices of things going higher every day. Somebody was telling me yesterday, I went to work very close to Abuja here. Somebody was telling me that he cannot even fill his gas because there's a very big problem. One, how much do you use to fill a 3 kg gas these days? 4,000, 3,500, 4,500. In Mobi's filling station here, 4,500. Well, my brother, it's too much. It's too much. Everything, the prices of things are going higher day by day.
Negotiation with federal government on political solution at advanced stage. That's Ohanese.
Well, let's know what will come out of their negotiation. We don't know. We don't know how far they have gone with their negotiation. But all we are praying is that let it work well for the betterment of each and every one of us. Are you getting me? Because we are tired of tomorrow. You hear killings here, killings there. What we need is let there be peace. Let peace reign. Are you getting me? Even if separation should come, it depends on God. Even if we are becoming one Nigeria, but all I know is that as long as the negotiation has gone to an advanced stage, you and I are not there. We don't know the kind of conversation that have taken place between the both parties. But all we are saying and all we are praying that let it be that it's a honest and a truthful one that will yield a very good dividends for both of us. That's our prayer.
Okay, let's look at the flood that we experienced on Friday, Saturday.
My brother, not there's a place Agbado, right? My friends happens to stay at that Agbado. He called me. He said that there's heavy flood. Even people like us that were here, was it on Saturday? We could not even go home. Most of all, we have to hang around here at Ogba because we stayed at Agege. The flood was much. But, well, what will you do? If there's a road that was built that just Federal government just finished now operation. I don't know whether it's a state government or federal government here at Agege. Okay, here. My brother, a very big tanker. Sorry, what this thing? What is the name of this thing? Carrying beers and all those things fell down there because of the bad road, and almost all the Agege boys have to pounce on the beers there because there's hungers everywhere. So that is the essence of the bad road. That's the essence of what the kind of road that has been put on ground. But this is, they will give you money to do roads. For instance, they will ask you that you should go and bring a contractor that will do this road. You just go and bring your neighbor. You just go and bring your in-law. It's because you want him or her to benefit from. Meanwhile, he doesn't have that working experiences. Then you just go and call him and convert that money to that person because you want him to benefit from that particular government, and it's not good. And as long as you're calling your in-law, if it is a job of 100 million naira, they're dividing the money into two. Half goes for you and half goes for him. So, the bad road is almost everywhere, even most especially in Lagos State here, even Agege. Not only the place that was showed in Agbado. If you go to Agege here personally, my brother, you have to pull off your shoe before you go to wherever you are going. Railway here, you cannot even cross. On Saturday, that same rain that fell on Saturday, I was going home. The rain have to carry a little boy. I was among the people that happens to rush in the boy, bring the boy out because of the kind of road we're having, and it's not good. And the government are watching, and they are there doing nothing about it, and it's not good.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Charles. I have Mr. Kunle. Mr. Kunle, good morning.
Yeah, morning, Christian. Happy New Week.
Yes, I saw you vibrating at the back. Nigeria has a lot to gain electing Igbo president. Let me ask you the question I asked Mr. Ram.
Okay, when I was vibrating, I don't want a situation whereby there will be unnecessary clamp down on we people here. By the time we start singing, agitators, they are here. When we want to play our game, we play our game with sense, right? The common sense. That's why I'm agitating. And a lot of people support what I'm saying. Here shouldn't be turned to, if you create attention of the police, that means you are sweeping into the hand of people that want to roast you. You get what I'm saying? So I wonder why you could not caution them. It's uncalled for, right? It's uncalled for.
He was singing. Let's look at it constructively. Is there any illegality in that?
There's a big illegality because another average security man passing by that have no job to do, they'll clamp down on you.
He has no right to.
You say that chat is just not what we want.
No, is there a type of chat?
The chat, that's a protest chat, right? Protest chat. Okay. You can go if you start doing that here. I'm telling you, you're flip. You know what is going on.
Is it a constitutional right?
It's what is really constitution. What the Nigerian has the right to constitution. The Nigerian even has the right to their constitution. That is, you are a journalist. Don't play around the bush, please. Don't play around the bush. Next time, I can't come here and gather people and be saying, oh, do this thing. Any police going on? These are the people that want to disturb the government. These are the people that want. You don't call an enemy into your terrain. Purposely use your hand to invite an enemy into your. You don't do that, please.
Okay.
Thank God that you have people that are really not like Mr. Matthew. He's not happy with it. Nobody's,
Let's move on. Negotiation with federal government. Okay, you have not answered the question. Nigeria has a lot to gain electing Igbo president.
Yeah, they have a lot. They have a lot because there are a lot of intellectual people there. Likewise, that can add up to the system, right? But all has to be inclusive. Government, inclusive government, inclusive politics that extend the hands of fellowship to other. It's not by grandstanding. To me, anyone the cap fit, let him come. But the Igbo now has to come to the table now. What do we really want? Do we want Biafra or the Nigerian president that will still keep on with the same system of, the same foundation system that we've been having, right? What I've been clamoring for, let's put an end to all this. Who is going to be president? Who is going to be president? Let's have a constitutional conference. a new comfort that we can discuss our future. Abandon this military constitution we had, because the constitution we are operating on is a scam. So no president that will ever come again that will do well. I'm telling you what, no president, because the foundation is shaky. Let us, readjust the foundation, or rebuild the foundation, or restructure the foundation before we can be thinking of having a good leader. As it is now, I'm telling you, because as it is now, even if Igbo man is going to come to the seat of presidents, which the idea is, deserve to come into, would they be allowed to rule freely? Would they not be policed as they have been policing the sitting president we've been having from onset? Look at Mr. Obasanjo. There was a time they gave him an agenda. This is what we want, and this is what you must do. But being his military, dogged person he has been, he rejected a lot. We don't want a remote control presidency again. We don't want remote control presidency. Let us go back to the regional system everybody has been operating on. Because I've been saying the headache of this country is too enormous. It's too pathetic, that we need a very good physician that can provide solution to problems, to our headache. It's not about who the cap fits now. It's not about, if anybody the cap fits, would they allow the cap to stay on his head? That is when it comes to power. Because we've been seeing all these things. It's been somebody coming to power, one region will create problem for that person not to rule well. One region again will come into power that they've lost the power. They will not allow this man to have peace in governance. The tongues are different, the attitudes are different, the languages are different. What I'm saying now, I don't see anything that will move us forward with all this system of presidential system we've been practicing. Let us restructure this country. Restructure is my own answer now. And if they cannot restructure, please, they should stay away. All these parties that have put us to this level we are now. I could hear one of my brother that saying if APC wants to give an Igbo man presidency. And if APC that has been bad already, are we not changing our ideology? If APC give any Yoruba Igbo man, because the party has been termed Yoruba party already, the APC has been termed a bad party. But I will not tell them APC is not a Yoruba party. Don't let youth be deceiving themselves. When APC was about to be formed, Habga was there, AMPP was there, ACN was there, this Okorocha party that he formed then, was it Habga? Habga was there, yeah, Habga was there. And some other parties. Habga was there, Okorocha was Habga, he came in through Habga before he defected to APC. So all those guys, they just pack themselves and say they form APC. So it's not about tribe party, because I could hear somebody say, APC na Yoruba party, APC collide. Let us separate truth from, propaganda here. So that's my own stake. If anybody wants to be president, I don't disturb anybody from being president, but the structure will it allow the person to rule? You are talking of Jonathan, he did what he did. The power that be allowing him to be. The power that be allowing him to be. He was being controlled, remote control, somewhere. And that's the kind of president, remote control president we keep having. Look at the one on power now. Is he in charge? No, tell me, is the one current president, is he in charge? To me, he's not in charge. To me, he's not in charge.
People are saying, Olanrewaju is saying that APC is Yoruba party.
APC, Olanrewaju, APC is not Yoruba party. APC is amalgamation of different. We are on ground there. We know what was happening. What happened there? It's a coalition of different parties. You have AMPP. You have ACN. You have what's it called? You have ABGA. You have like a lot of parties. So many parties came together and formed. So many tribes came together and formed APC. You have a lot of different tribes in the APC that have been a political mercenaries, there have been political idols, there have been political strongmen in APC that came from different regions. So you dare not say APC is a region party, So even now, some people are saying that Hausa owns the APC. Every one of them came together. Birds of same feather flew together. So they all came together to flew the APC flag.
Okay.
So that's it.
Last 16.5 billion naira mega schools in ruins 5 years after. Roofs blown off, walls cracked, buses rot away.
I think if I have my way, they need to invite Mr. Aregbesola back to that Osun State. That what you spend bogus money, this bogus money, project you spend bogus. There was this appointment that he did then. The laptop, the farm tab that he did for the students all went into disarray.
It's not as a result of lack of maintenance culture.
Did they put that? I mean, did they put that system on ground? Did they put that system? All this palm top he acquired for the student. Did they arrange for the backup maintenance system for them? Did they? It's not about to initiate a program, but the continuity and the sustainability of the program that matters. Look at all this gigantic building, gigantic structure, really, the classroom. But did they really even do a thorough job? When did Aregbesola leave, governorship state, that all these projects have started decaying? When is it? Let's ask questions. It's not all these pash projects you just do. People will just see big structure. But does he have a solid foundation? Does he have a solid moral foundation? You know, you are saying the roof is blowing up. Some people do that roof. They should call them back. The money you collected, go and refix those roofs. You see, we need to start telling ourselves the truth. I'm partly from that state, Osun State, and I've been there. I see no development. I see no development with all the money they've been collecting. I see no development in that state. To me, if they have to give me the verdict, I will invite all those governors that, start bringing all the money you've looted back to rebuild this state. Back. The other time, Mr. Barrister Afe Babalola, SAN, was staying in Ekiti since creation of Ekiti. He has never seen any tangible development that has come to Ekiti. Their own vision of asking for creation of Ekiti has not been, realized, has not been, achieved the way things are now. So all these governors, we need to ask them questions. That's why I said regional system will be better off, right? If you do anyhow now, we know how to trace you to your father's house. We can go and lay sick there, say your son is not. Can you go to Abuja and start chasing anybody, tracing anybody's? That's why regional system is very better. Any security man that kills you anyhow, people can march to the house, to the family house, and say your son is a killer. So we want him to be brought to book, and it will even cause shame to that family. Regional system bring the governors and the governors and the governors. Bring them together. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. Regional system, bring everybody together, closer to each other.
Yeah, the government closer.
Closer to the government. Regional system, bring the government closer to the government. So that is what kind of system we should be asking for now. Because Nigeria is too big. Okay. How do you want to go to Abuja and start saying you want to see Mr. President? Would they allow you? But in a regional system, you can easily. I could remember when I was in school, when I was in Ibadan Poly, and there was a little grievances we have the state government. So we have to march to Lam Adesina office in Agodi Ibadan. We had to march there. We stayed put there. We were singing that we want to see the governor. He was sending emissaries to us that they should attend to us. So we said, no, we want the governor. We want the governor. Until now, you could believe that man did not come out to see us. He has to roll out armor tank to chase us back to school. We got to school. We met armor tank at the entrance of the school. Oh yeah, everybody pack your load. The school has closed. So that's the kind of politician you start seeing under this current democratic this thing we are practicing. To me, it's not even democracy we are practicing. We are practicing demonstration of craze. Let everybody go to their region. You can be able to monitor any governor that is doing any rubbish. You know his father's house. They will bring government closer to you. That's what we are clamoring. And all those Afenifere, they have been shouting it. Our Baba Afenifere, they have been shouting it. Ohanize, they have been shouting it. It's not presidency that is my own problem now, sir. Because all the presidents that have been, no one has changed my life. No one has changed the my operation, operation, what's it called? My way of life. No one has changed it. It's all same. And they believe in party than the people they govern. So let us break the cell of this country down. Break them into north, west, east, south, you know. Let everybody go and manage their resources and bring what they have to the center. That's the only solution. That's the only solution. Don't let anybody come here and start telling me presidency. I'm even tired of all this presidency. They are party people. They are party people. Okay. You are here now. You are here in Ogba. By the time they start the election again, they know themselves. They know who is going to share the how they will share the national cake. Have you tasted out of the national cake before? I've not tasted anything. I could tell you. So annoying. A man will wake up and check his account with only 200 naira in his account. And you are telling me there's a democracy government. There's the dividend of democracy in this present Nigeria and the so-called Nigeria we are. It's party government we've been having. So enough of all this. I want to be let everybody go regional, please. Okay, that's my own. Man.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. You've come. We've come to the end of Bystanders at the Newsstands today. Everyone has spoken very well. Thank you, all the reviewers, and also those that have been active on the live chat session. I say a big thank you to all of you. As we move to the end of Bystanders at the Newsstands, a big thank you to the man behind the camera, Mr. Femi Davis. I am Christian Chuku on this wonderful edition of the program. I know things are going to get better by the day as we look at how we can fix the technical issues. Bye for now, till tomorrow as we meet by God's grace. Thank you.